And here it is, we go again. Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to know. Here it is, we go again. Here I am again. So the afternoon session returns, and I am situated to bring it to you. So the session commences your company required. So that thing now happening certainly twice a day today. So the first installment of today's session is what is taking place now. So if you are available, then just come participate. If you want to come join me live on the screen, click on this hyperlink that says StreamYard. So if you want to come join me live on screen, click on that hyperlink that says StreamYard. So the session starts. One man went to mow, the eagle has landed.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. Inyamadika yabika kwa namno wao. Hey, anamekele mazuche mefo. Mwanemo, it's an honor having you on board. Wanna sing along. Holy, 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 holy. Nandekano is another Savior. Gonna sing along. Holy, 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 holy. Nandekano is another Savior. Wanna sing along. Holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior. Getting moving right and getting moving faster now. Holy, 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 holy. Is another Savior. Holy, holy, getting moving right, moving faster. Never freedom. Is another Savior. Never freedom. Holy, 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 holy. Nandekano is another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Another Savior.
Holy, 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 Adimebujuku. Another Savior.
Well, this is Mobien. This is dedicated to the gallant heroes of the Nigerian Biafra War and IPO families all over the world. I remember the Nigerian Biafran War, in the thickness of the Biafra genocide. Hey, one man revived the vanishing hope to life. Let the great Biafran army to fight, and they were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. They were singing out, holy, 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 is another Savior. Holy, 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 is another Savior. Many years after the genocide, whoa, yet another great leader has risen up now. Oh, and he's leading the Biafrans to victory. ọma dịka ya bika kọkwana m n'ụwa o. Ee, ana m ekele Maazị Chemefo nwanne.
So there it is right there, the Holy Holy songs, the Holy Holy song from the eastern part of Nigeria. So Holy Holy, as guys I bring you this, only 4 out of 22 airports in Nigeria are viable. Convert the rest to shopping malls. Expert tells federal government. So quite what's led to this, let's find out. An aviation sector expert and stakeholder, Bankole Bernard, on Sunday in Lagos, suggested that 18 unviable airports in the country should be turned into shopping malls to generate revenue. He told News Agency of Nigeria that only 4 airports, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja, and Kano, out of the 22 airports in the country, are viable. The operation of the other 18 airports had been unviable over the years, he added. Mr. Bernard, a holding company manager in the aviation sector, was speaking with News Agency of Nigeria on the sideline of the 26th annual conference of League of Airport and Aviation Correspondents. According to him, efforts to enhance the operations of Owerri Airport, another international aerodrome to operate from sunrise to sunset, had proved abortive over the years. He urged the federal and state governments to consider the construction of shopping malls and other facilities that would attract commercial activities to the unviable airports. He emphasized that aviation operators using international standards he emphasized that aviation, let me take that a third time. He emphasized that aviation operates, not operators, but operates. So he emphasized that aviation operates using international standards and appealed to governments at all levels to take a cue from other countries, which ensured commercial viability of their airports by thinking outside of the box. What are possible solutions to consider given the numerous challenges we are faced with in the industry? We can start with the modernization of airport terminals with shopping malls. This would contribute to the commercial viability of airports and other necessary infrastructures like the internet and constant power supply to support businesses. We must begin to think of an alternative power supply like renewable energy to keep the airports functional and reduce the cost of operation in the long run. This will also make airports viable and attractive. There is the area of interconnectivity within airports. The interconnectivity of the local airports to the international airports will create the economic viability of the airports, he said. He argued that the suggestions he made would further enhance commercial activities and boost non-aeronautic revenues to the 18 airports that had remained unviable. He added that the government could also consider the provision of affordable hotels, which would give credence to investment in the industry. Mr. Bernard emphasized that the ability to provide bed and breakfast hotels around the terminals of the Maribond airport would be of great attraction, whilst also increasing the viability of the airports as well. News Agency of Nigeria reports that the theme of the airport correspondence seminar is Sunset Airports, the safety and economic implication. So the takeaway from that, of course, is that the Nigeria only 4 out of 22 airports is viable. So if 4 out of 22 airports are viable and 22 are operational, then that then tells you that 18 is being subsidized. So vanity projects a lot of it, of course. Everybody wants to have an airport to do big manism, but then of course they don't have the traffic to make it viable. Flight tickets from Lagos to Abuja now 100,000 naira. Nigerian airlines have increased domestic flight fares from Lagos to Abuja as the price of aviation fuel continues to rise. Checks by correspondents on Saturday revealed that whilst Airpeace economy ticket for Sunday at 10:40 a.m. and 7:50 p.m. was priced at 100,000 naira, seats on Max Air flights scheduled for 8:30 a.m. and 9:10 a.m. were priced at 125 and 130,000 naira respectively. Seats on an Airpeace flight scheduled for 6:30 a.m. on Sunday are still selling for 85,000 naira, with flights at 2:55 p.m. and 3 p.m. sold out. At the time correspondents checked, Max Air's flight scheduled for 5:20 p.m. and 6:15 p.m. are still selling for 85,000 naira and 75,000 naira respectively. Also, prices for economy tickets in Arik ranged between 80,000 and 93,000 naira, with Ibiom Air's only available flight selling its economy ticket for 78,000 naira. The increase in airfare is the result of multiple challenges confronting the aviation industry, including an increase in the price of Jet A1 and high cost of that will be the fuel, by the way. So, including an increase in the price of Jet A1 fuel and the high cost of facility maintenance caused by constant inflation and depreciation of the country's currency. Earlier in July, Nigeria's oldest airline, Aero Contractors, temporarily suspended operations due to this. Um, Earlier in July, Nigeria's oldest airline, Aero Contractors, temporarily suspended operations due to the scorching impact of skyrocketing price of aviation fuel. The airline said operations in the past few months had been challenging, citing high cost of maintenance, skyrocketing fuel prices, inflation, and forex scarcity as some of the challenges faced by the airline operators. Recall that airline operators in May threatened to shut down operations over the incessant hike in price of aviation fuel from 160 naira to 900 naira per litre. The union had, in a letter to Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, bemoaned the increase in cost of operations, reaching over 95%. To avoid further disruption in the aviation industry, the House of Representatives ruled in May that 6 million litres of aviation jet fuel be sold to airline operators at the rate of 480 naira per litre for the next 3 months. However, reports have predicted that airlines would shut down operations in the country over the incessant hike in aviation fuel, along with other environmental challenges. So that is it right there. So there it is. When you put a Fulani man in charge of everything, and we know that they don't have IQ, they don't have intelligence. We know that, and we also know that they are criminally minded. They just want to steal as much as they can and run away to the Middle East. AGF Malami asks United States to extradite journalist Azuka Jibose for allegedly defaming Nedunwoko. So this is some unholy alliance now between Nedunwoko and Abubakar Malami. And you will know that, you will recall that Nedunwoko is the arrowhead of the $500 million scam that Malami is currently packaging together in the Ministry of Justice. So you recall that is the Paris Club deal, the refund. So Nedunwoko claims that his law firm or his consultancy, along with what was it, a consortium, so that they are influenced in some way to be deserving of $500 million dollars, not naira, $500 million. And they tried this with several regimes until they came to Abubakar Malami, of course, who is ready to do anything when he hears the word dollars. So this guy now is now trying to strong arm $500 million out of the Nigerian state, and is going to invoice it to every individual state within Nigeria to be taken off their federal allocation. So this is the last scam that Abubakar Malami wants to run as his retirement package. And that was why he did not resign his portfolio to pursue immunity in Kebbi State, instead choosing to go and marry Buhari's daughter to park his immunity under that. So he and Ned Nwoko, of course, tied by reasons of $500 million. And it was this same Abubakar Malami that Ned Nwoko used to throw Showore in jail for being critical of him. So this is it, an unholy alliance. ADF Malami asks United States to extradite journalist Azuka G. Bose for allegedly defaming Ned Nwoko. So quite why is that's not a felony, by the way. So that's just that's a misdemeanor. If defamatory is not if you're asking that they extradite somebody for defamation, then what would you be asking for somebody for genocide? So it's just an abuse of office, of course, and that tells you the influence that Ned Nwoko has over this Malam from Kebbi, $500 million worth of influence. The Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has requested the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, has requested the extradition of journalist Azuka G. Bose from the United States Embassy over alleged defamation and cyber stalking of billionaire Ned Nwoko. Correspondents cited the June 27, 2022 extradition request with reference number blah blah blah, signed by Akuta Pius Akuyima, Head Central Authority Unit, titled Request for the Extradition of Azuka Jebosi in a case of cyber stalking from the United States of America to Nigeria. I am directed by the Honorable Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice of the Federation of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to present his compliments and forward the attached request for the extradition to Your Excellency for onward transmission to the United States of America's Department of Justice. Mr. Nwoko, in July 2020, sued the US-based journalist who accused him of complicity in the murder of one Ogogo Blessing. In a Facebook post, the journalist claimed Mr. Ogogo Blessing's corpse was found floating inside the pool of a building belonging to the former lawmaker. He further accused the sacked lawmaker of using his wealth and influence to stall the investigation of the matter. Mr. Nwoko, in a reaction, filed a lawsuit alleging defamation of character and demanding 2 billion naira damages, including a public apology to be published by the defendant in at least 2 national daily newspapers circulating in Nigeria and social media platforms. According to Mr. Nwoko, the defamatory publication in several online blogs and other social media platforms are aimed at denigrating his reputation. In a similar extradition matter, the Nigerian government had yet to accede to the request of the United States government to hand over disgraced police officer Abakari, who allegedly connived with international fraudster Ramon Hushpuppi Abbas to defraud a Qatari businessman of millions of dollars. So there it is right there. Because somebody said something that is not nice about Ned Nwoko, the Nigerian state is now asking for extradition. And there it is right there. So there it is right there. So there it is right there. So there it is right there. But I'm going to bring you one more story. But this is nothing to do with politics. This is a human interest story. This is a what would you do sort of a narrative. So what would you do? The narrative here. So this is the story of a dinner date gone awry. Lady drags a man online because he refused to pay her 70,000. Let me take that again. Lady drags man online because he refused to pay her 7,000 naira transport fare after spending 111,000 naira on a date with her. So there it is. So this is a what would you do? Uh, Twitter users on Sunday morning, July the 31st, feasted on a story of a lady who got angry after a man refused to give her transport fare of 7,000 naira after he had spent 111,000 naira on a date with her. It all started with a Twitter user at uh, Oreoluwa underscore sugar took to social media platform to complain about uh, I just got back IJGB. So there's actually an acronym for guys who return to Nigeria. So they call you IJGB. So IJGB, then that means I just got back. So IJGB guys. So this is it now. Everybody has an acronym. It all started after Twitter user Oreoluwa underscore sugar took to the social media platform to complain about I just got back guys, who an acronym for people who just returned from overseas. She tweeted, "This is why I hate going out with all these IJGB, IJGB. Them not they sabi anything. They just behave anyhow." So this is what she said. So the guy now took her on a date, spent 111,000 naira, but she's quibbling that she was made to pay her cab fare back home. But is she right or wrong in that? Unknown to her, a friend of the guy who took unknown to her, a friend of the guy who took her on let me try that again. Unknown to her, a friend of the guy who took her on a date saw her tweet and called her out. He revealed how his friend spent 111,000 naira on the date with the said girl at Ikeja City Mall, and that she got angry when he refused to pay her 70,000, not 70,000, to pay her 7,000 naira Uber fee after she got to her house in Yaba. He shared a screenshot of the lady's conversation with his supposed friend. Well, I'd like to know why at Oreoluwa underscore sugar is trying to drag my guy after inviting her to ICM, spent money for transport, and she still demanded 7,000 naira Uber fee after past 12 at night. FGS, for goodness sake, I hope that means, for goodness sake, ICM to Yaba for night way road day free. Someone that spent 11,000 naira or so this is it. So let's see now what the conversation was between the two of them. Um, so this is now a screenshot of the conversation between this Oreoluwa sugar and the supposed sugar daddy that couldn't then give her the fare back home. So it says, so this is a screenshot. It says, let's pick it up from here. It says, hi, I'm almost there. Okay, how far are you? 13 minutes away. I am outside. And then it covers the some bits. Access, Diamond Bank, Abiodun Oreoluwa. You are home. Hey, I just got home. Did you get home yet? Yes, I am home now. Please kindly transfer the remaining Uber fee, please. I explained to you it was seven thousand naira in total. Just got home too. Okay, send me the SS for the Uber. You funny. So the SS would mean the screenshot. So send me. Okay, so send me the SS for the Uber. You funny. What's funny about it? Send the SS so I can send you the money now. And then she sent her account number, Access Bank, Access Diamond Bank, Abiodun Oreoluwa Sugar. I forgot you don't like going out with IJGB them. Them no sabi anything, Abi. So he's now referencing her Twitter post. He says, please send the money. I have nothing to explain to you. And then he responds, I said send SS screenshot of the Uber. Screenshot for Uber for what? How? And then he replies, IDGB, I only have cash. You want to come and get it? And then she responds, I won't say anything to you because of Hozil and how high I hold him. I'd let it slide. Yes, ma, have a good one. So that is the back and forth of these two elements. Twitter users were quick to react to the gist, with most of them calling out the girl for still asking for Uber fare after the guy had spent so much on a date. Read some of the reactions. So that's just the human interest storyline there. But let's see now what people are making of it. So Thomas, I see you, and Ajanle Koko, I see you. So yeah, I was just reading like Alexander Akashi's comment. So let me come to you, Thomas. Hopefully you are ready to go. Thomas, are you there?
Yes, please. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you. So to it then, the storyline of this young girl. So the guy invites her out on a date. So he sends a taxi to go and pick her up, and then she's then brought. She prepares herself and then goes out on that date. He ends up spending 111,000 naira trying to be Mr. Big Shot. So it's time for the girl to go back home. He puts her in the taxi but does not pay the fare. Is she right to request that fare back? Haven't the guy haven't spent 111,000 naira?
One man. Good evening. I've been smiling as and even laughing here. The the lady, maybe they have an agreement that is gonna pay the Uber back to a base. So maybe he's trying to tell the man to fulfill his agreement. But for me, the man said it all. He said, screenshot the Uber to me. Then I will send the money to you. So, now, Nigerian girls, they want to play smart. I know that he doesn't take any Uber. He just enter Keke or Okada. He just want to extort the guy more. Somebody that has spent almost over $110, 110 naira rather, for you are still asking for tea fare. One man, they said, wait till you find, now you go get. So the man now him find the lady now. So if the girl demand for more, he should pay more. So one man, nah.
But it's just the thing though, Thomas. If you invite a girl out on a date, then it is your responsibility. So you've invited her to leave her house to come and meet you. So it is your responsibility to ensure that she safely exits her house and safely gets back to that house. So you are carrying the burden of all of that, and however much you spend is however much you spend. You are the one looking to impress. I'm not sure that girl is not right. She did not ask him to take her out. She did not ask to go out. She did not invite him out. He invited her out. He sent a taxi for her. So if he had sent a taxi to go and bring her, then how is he expecting her to get back?
But one man, he asked for the screenshot of the Uber now. Why can't you send it?
You say some guys, they just don't have tact. They don't have class, You want to be big guy, but you can't follow it through. If you can't follow it through,
But
then
one man,
shop in your
maybe
own
he
market
knows,
now. Shop in your own
maybe
market. Maybe you should
maybe he knew that the lady took Okada or he took a Kemarua. He just want to extort him more.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. If you have already spent 111,000 naira on a date, don't then lose your elegance over 7,000 naira. Pay that 7,000 naira and then cancel the girl out if you feel that she's a bit too money grasping.
Excessive.
But don't be then, because you almost nullify the 111,000 naira you have spent by quibbling over 7,000 naira. It's just sort of pittance amount of money.
You are right, one man, because 7,000 is still nothing to $111,000. Dollars. I'm just saying dollars.
Yes, that's your currency where you are, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, naira. So, one man, the both sides are not wrong.
Yeah.
They are not wrong, but the guy said send the screenshots. So why can't she send the screenshot and the guys will reimburse her back. So he just, maybe the guy thought he want to embezzle more from him, extort him more. So that is why he doesn't want to pay the Uber. And I know our girls too. They are one man. This is what Nigeria has turned our girls to. This girl now, we can even say is maybe is I don't want to mention it. All those runs girl. So maybe
How is she a runs girl for going on a date?
one man a date.
Mm.
You can't say a date. you are the one saying a date.
No, let me read you the receipt of how the money went. So this is the receipt of how the money went. He spent 90,000 naira on a bottle of Martell Blue Swift. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but that seems to be where the spend is. So one bottle of Martell Blue Swift, 90,000 naira. One Coca-Cola, 500 naira. One Eva water, 500. Another Eva water, 500. French fries, 2,000 naira. Margaret frozen, that's 3,500. One Red Bull, so three Red Bulls really, 1,500 naira each, so that's 3,000 naira. Roasted chicken, 5,500 naira each, two of them, all totaling 1,111,000 naira. So I think he wanted to splash out. I think it's the drink that killed him. He started to order bottles,
One man, and you sometimes people want to form big.
Yes.
So maybe the guy has formed big in the presence of everyone there. The lady points to the drink. 90,000 is too much, one man.
I mean, what is that in dollars? What is that? That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. 90,000.
That's over £100.
Yes.
On a bottle of drink.
On the bottle of drink.
Wow.
No, it's not. It's not £100. It should be around the current rate now. I think we are 70,000 70,000 to $1.
It's a no. Yesterday was 812 to $1. To a pound.
At the black market.
Yes.
812.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah. You're right.
Yes,
You're
that's over £100 on a bottle of drink. You know. I mean,
it's a stupid guy now. He wants show Bobo.
Mugu. He has been played Mugu, but he because he still goes away looking silly. The girl will forget all of the 100 and something thousand that he has spent, and she will begrudge the 7,000 naira that he did not give back. This is it now.
One man, that drink is so expensive. But one man is still nothing to the big boys that go to the club. That they spend more than that on drinks. Maybe that guy I don't know what to say. Maybe he wants to show off to the girl outside there. So after the lady left, he was still licking his wound, and the lady is asking for another Uber. So one man, that is what Nigeria. One man, people are still spending in that Nigeria. Some people will say there is hunger. There is hunger. Can you point to this guy now that this guy is hungry for him to spend in one day? Maybe even they don't even spend more than 2 hours or 3 hours, and he spend that a lot of money. Some people still have the money, one man. So
it's I'm just checking this Mattel Blue Swift. It's £48 here. So it's not
48
cheap.
pounds.
Yeah. But then I suppose for the purpose of but anyway, it's a funny thing. But two matters more serious, Thomas. Let me acknowledge Alexander's super chat before I take it to the next. Alexander's commentary on the girls' request. It says a disgraceful behavior. What is going on in Nigeria? So condemnation from Alexander Gomez via super chat. So Thank you for the
Is
super
it
chat,
to the
Alexander.
girl or to the guy?
I don't know. So that's ambiguous, isn't it? So disgraceful behavior. I know Alexander, he would have sent a private jet, isn't he? So he probably doesn't know anything about Uber. He travels via a private jet. So let me take you then to matters more serious, Thomas. Only 4 out of 22 airports in Nigeria are viable. Convert the rest to shopping malls. Expert tells federal government. So you remember, were you here yesterday when I was showing a clip of a guy that showed us a ghost town
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
Okay, I recommend that you go and follow that guy. His name is Big Wheels. He did another piece that he was traveling through this airport. Maybe I'll go and look for it and show it to you. He was traveling through this train space that they built in the north for $500 million, and then they just abandoned it. $500 million, and then they just abandoned it. So this is the story of a lot of what is Nigerian. So 22 airports, only 4 viable. What are you making of that, Thomas?
What, Mama? What did he mean by viable? Are they not flying, or they are not in good condition?
No, they can't self-sustain. They can't, they don't have enough traffic. They don't generate enough business, and for them to continue to run, they will have to be subsidized either by the state government that built it or the federal space that built it. So they cannot
But
self-sustain.
yeah, but Mama, if they don't have more traffic, you can't blame the airline. It's people that want to fly that will create the traffic,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
if they don't have the traffic, then that is to tell you that the need is not there.
So if they don't have the traffic, that means the need is not there. So uh, for me, it doesn't make sense, one man, because it's the people that are buying tickets. They are the one that will create the traffic.
Right.
So yes, so that means if they are not viable, to me, that viable is not maybe it's not the quite English to use. We can't say they are not viable because they are there, they don't have the traffic, so you can't blame them that they are not having traffic, because it's the people that want to fly that will create the traffic. So maybe they are not populated states. Lagos is populated, Port Harcourt, Abuja, all those states, they are populated, and most of people normally fly through that space. Like airport in Ibadan now, maybe once in a day, that's where the plane
You
will
you you see, the point is that before these airports are built, they have to do a feasibility study in order to establish that there is enough of a demand there, sufficient enough for the airport to sustain. So if you go and put an international airport or even any sort of airport in Kebbi State or Borno State, then that's a vanity project, because who even knows? Remember, we showed a clip here once when these people were riding motorbikes on a
on the
tarmac,
runway.
as a plane was coasting. So they don't even know the purposes of an airport, never mind the use of it. So total vanity project. They will build it, but nobody will use it, which then makes it unviable. But then they have to spend resources to keep it going, which then makes it a burden on the state. So 4 out of our 22 airport viable: Port Harcourt, Abuja, Kano, and Lagos.
Now, Mama, you are more expansive now. You explain more now. So that means building those airports, it doesn't create any traffic and it doesn't bring money. And if they don't create traffic, they will not have more money to maintain the airport. So as you rightly said, just imagine in Zamfara, they put international airports there. How many people flying international, maybe buying their ticket to land in Zamfara or in Borno, or so they are just building the airports to say that we too, we have airports, we
Yeah,
have
so
international airports.
they call that a vanity project. They call things like that vanity projects.
And one man, that same money that they used to build that airport can be used to do more another infrastructure that we add life, that we add more value to the people living in the state. So it's one that you rightly explained it much better. So if they close it down, they will still want to build more in the future. Maybe they can collapse it to a domestic airline, not international airline anymore. Because these four places that you mentioned now, Lagos, Abuja, Kano, and there are more traffic there. And more so, one man, you can even add to the economy problem in the country, because even the tickets, the airline, the ticket are very expensive now. Maybe most of the people that normally buy tickets to fly on those airplane and land on those remote places, maybe they don't have the money to buy the tickets anymore. Because you said earlier on, maybe in the first section, you said before you normally flow 30,000, is now going to almost 100,000 or 120,000. So
It's
economy
125,000 naira now to fly from Lagos to Abuja. That used to be able to fly you from Lagos to London not quite 2-3 years ago.
yes, and Lagos to Abuja is not maybe 45 or 30 minutes. You can imagine Lagos to Abuja, 100 and something thousand, one man. And some people still fly it, one man, because they are scared of the insecurity. They are scared of being what they call it, being kidnapped. One of my friend here, he wanted to visit Nigeria. He has to carry is I don't want to mention Shakabula. You know what I want to mean? Is gone to Nigeria. He have one of in commissioner in Lagos. They gave him what they call it. They gave him license to carry he's gone to Nigeria just to be safe. I said, which kind of life is that? You are going to your country, you are
Well,
scared
don't
of
just
your
go to
life.
Nigeria at all. If you feel that you need a gun to, because if you are shooting at people, then you'll be certain that they are shooting at you back. So don't just go at all, is the thing.
Yes, and when last time he went to Nigeria, he said he will fly the next, if he's going to Akure, he will find the nearest airport to Akure, so that he will just go on the road, maybe
There's an
1
airport in
hour.
Akure now. There's an airport in Akure now.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just like an
Yeah,
example.
yeah,
I'm just making
yeah.
an example. He will fly to the nearest airport so that he can use road to fly on the road for maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes. I said, you don't even enjoy yourself. He said he can't even go out. You stuck in the hotel. I said, so why are you going? What
All
you
right.
don't even enjoy yourself because
All right.
you can't even move around.
All right, Thomas, let me show you an example. I was saying that vanity projects, and or another term they use for it, white elephant projects. So let me show you an example. It's still that same guy that I went to yesterday, Big Wheels. But here he is citing a real perfect example of it. Watch this.
Why has the services on this completed line stalled? Report said from the research I made was that even after the COVID restriction was lifted, that they had, before the COVID even started, they had a low turnout of people using the train from the central business district all the way to the airport. Why is this so? It is because most people don't live in the central business district. This is not where people actually need these services. If the services were actually done properly, they would have started with the ones in, say, the one that goes to Nyanya and Karo, all the way to the central area and all those stuff. Those kind of places are the ones that would have generated enough resources, because the excuse or the reason they gave was that because they had the low turnout at that time when they were running, even when COVID was lifted, they could not resume because they were running at a loss. They will run at a loss because the place is not actually, you can't make money going from Because a lot of people who actually go to use the airport are people who have cars, people who can afford it. So I don't even see any reason why they were even doing that in the first place. Today, when we're taking this drive, even getting to reach these stations were difficult because, as you can see from the video, we tried to drive from the metro station, we tried to reach the one they call the stadium station. The road, the access.
That's a white elephant project right there, Thomas. So they've spent what? God knows how many billions of dollars to say they want to build a rail network.
So, what city is that?
That's Abuja. Yeah. So
One man.
that's
Look at the road.
I can give you 10 examples of similar, like $500 million, $1 billion, another one being built from Kaduna or something to Maradi, which is going to become moribund because who travels that route for you to put a train there? So
which
that's
which administration built that project you just showed now?
I can't say for certain.
One man, it's just wasteful. It's just you can look at the road.
You know, I was saying about, sorry, apologies, Thomas. I was saying about feasibility studies. So that guy was telling us that where the concentration of people are is in a particular area, and that is where a demand really is. So he knows that, but then they've gone and put what they purport to be, maybe because one of them has properties there, or they've bought a vast land of they thought they will use it. So they've gone and built this white elephant project to build a whole train line, no access road. You saw you don't have to, you saw the guy, no access road. The place completely covered in shrubs, and is now they've built it for snakes because it's now snake infested, and that is another something $1 billion down the drain.
And they borrow this money,
Of course.
Can I interject for a brief moment?
Yeah,
no worries,
this is why privatization is good. Like, if you give the likes of me, you, like, okay, Kulata, one man, investment, bring your investors' money. We need trail in Abuja as profit-making ventures. Are we going to go and build a train to nowhere? We'll build a train in a place where we know we're going to maximize our profits. And naturally, where the areas that will maximize our profits are going to be the large traffic areas. So we'll be able to actually help the city with mass transit, free up a lot of like road resources. And at the same time, we'll be making money, we'll give people jobs, and we'll make sure it works because we want to continue making money. And the city dwellers will also have transportation. And at the end of the day, the world is good. But when you have government with no regards to economics, all they want to do is, okay, we have this project, we're going to sign it. I'll front you this money. You take this share, you take that share. Oh, okay, before I even sign this for you, I have a house in this area. I want the rail to pass over it, regardless of if it made any economic sense. That's why we need the government out of all these kind of things. Like, it's irresponsible, and we have thousands of white elephant projects scattered across the country.
Too many, though. Too many. But you say for one reason or the other, but the main reason really is ego. The former minister of power, some guy, the one that used to say, just speak funny English, he was concentrating electricity assets in his own local community somewhere in the north, where there's no business happening there. There's nothing that generates anything. But in places like Lagos, Ibadan, Rivers, Kano, Kaduna, where there's a real activity that can self-sustain and generate wealth, they won't put it there because they want to put it in their own local community and then walk around it and it's a farce.
Kulata, is it not funny that it's not even a brain science, See, Japan, everything connects through my city, Kanagawa, Yokohama. Every train that goes from the north to the south, your road, everything interject in Yokohama. Can you imagine Benin Lagos Expressway Benin Abuja Expressway, Benin Port Harcourt Expressway. Do you know those routes are one straight road that you can drive for like 4 hours? You don't need to bend or divert to interject on another road. Do you know that?
Yes, now, yeah.
And do you know there's a lot of land in those roads, vast land, uncultivated land, that they can build railway track along those routes. All the way from north, if you're coming from Kaduna straight to Benin is one way. To Lagos, one way. If you want to go to Port Harcourt, get to Benin, just make a U-turn, face Port Harcourt, one way to Calabar. So imagine you have train tracks like that. You know how much you'll be making from Abuja, from Lagos to East, one way. The most busiest route in Nigeria is Lagos East, Aba, and Anambra. Yet there's no single train track on that route. Meanwhile, they are building route be at the end of each city. Sometimes I start thinking, those people, those engineers, are they even qualified enough to be engineer that draw those surveys?
It's not engineer.
It's not the engineers,
It's
right?
the
The
policy
decision
makers.
makers.
It's all these policy people
Because
that.
you see, there's no break. You see the route there, it's already there. All you need to do, lay the track there. Simple. The track is already there. You go and put Port Harcourt, you know where they put train track in Benin? They put it somewhere, ask near Aunchi. Who is going to go to, not even Aunchi, ask it between Isha and Aunchi. Who is going to go there's going to take a train? To where?
But that's what we saw in the example from Big Wheels. They've just gone and put a fantastic station in the middle of a forest with no access road.
So sometimes think like these people are planning for us to they are planning for us to fall, because any sensible government supposed to just, it's a simple idea, simple logic. I don't get it anyway.
It's a scary
One Piece. That is why I still respect Atiku. Privatize this thing, one man.
You know, that's what I was just about to say.
One
Because
man.
that's Atiku's plan. Atiku's
One
plan
man.
is just to.
One man, this is Australia. Government don't have business in doing business. Even our rain track, one man, our bosses is company that do they give them the enabling environment. The buses there, the train track is that I can't mention a company in here in Australia that the government they own it. They just give them the enabling environment and they give them the policy what to do. That's why sometimes I still respect Atiku. Privatize all these things, even electricity, everything. Government has no business in doing business. They can't monitor. I remember one time somebody told us how Nigerian Airways, how they bastardize the Nigerian Airways. They will be writing tickets for their family members free to travel to London, to travel to UK. Will private sector do that?
Let's okay. You asked the question: would private sector do that? But we have an example in Nigeria already. Do you remember the storyline of when the Emir of Kano was wanting to connect from a flight internationally to a local flight to take him to Kano, and he wanted to connect to Airpeace, but then because of the traffic from Muritala Mohammed International Airport to the local airport, he was running late for the flight. So they then placed the call to the airline to hold the flight because the Emir was on his way. And then the airline, of course, told them to get lost because they are paying passengers on the flight, you know. But if it was a government-owned airline, they would just hold it now and say VIP is coming, Emir from Kano. So that's the thing now. So that's why these things never, you know. But there it is.
Yeah, see, I respect Atiku, one man. For that, privatize everything. One man, Nigeria Airways supposed to be working till now, but people are writing tickets for their family members and they run down.
Thomas, you're talking about writing ticket for family members. The aviation director, the fan director, has a plane. Just like when you have park managers, you have a full bus that will load for the manager. Chairman, that's how they do it. It's a plane that would, like, if they have like 12 planes that move from Nigeria airport every day, one will be for the orgas and the managers to share. That will move first. That money is not account for. You're talking about renting ticket for your renting ticket for family. Renting ticket for that's a normal thing. Well, I think full plane, 220 passengers is going to their pocket. That's about.
All right, thank you. So, Thomas, round off your thoughts on that space, and then I want to go on to Ajanle Koko because I want to be very quick with this session.
Let's go to so everybody can speak. Yeah.
All right, brilliant. So let me acknowledge Alexander's super chat. It says, "I love you, Thomas. You are true to yourself always." So that's the thing. We all love Thomas, of course, and the expectation is for everybody to be true to themselves. So thank you, Alexander, for the super chat. As we go on to Ajanle Koko, and then no surprise, but really quite heart sinking. 4 out of 22 airlines viable, airports rather viable in Nigeria. So then I'm sure you are not surprised at that. But then, of course, the remaining 18, they are still running as a going concern, which is to tell you that 18 airports being subsidized by the Nigerian state.
Yeah, thank you, Moman. Good morning, afternoon, evening to you, wherever you are. Please click on the like button, share and subscribe if you haven't done so. You see, one man, Nigeria is a country that doesn't set its priority right. And the worst people that you have that I can regard as guilty for these moves are the state governors. The state governors in Nigeria, I mean, across at all states in Nigeria, are the worst people. They destroy that country more than the federal government. The federal government, on monthly basis, give them subvention or monthly allocation, as you call. Monthly allocation that they don't give account on how it's spent. They just use it any way they like. I have never seen such a system in my life, Nigerian system. Federal government give money, and that's it. Every month, the revenue made is shared among 3 tiers of government. No accountability, and they just lavish it the way they like. So, with regard to this airport, like you said in that report, most of the states in Nigeria cannot financially sustain themselves. Most of them are politically created states. They are states that cannot, they are not even economically viable. In the first place, they are not economically viable to be a state. Therefore, they cannot financially sustain themselves. Most of them are civil servant state. If you don't have civil servant in those states, they are as useless as Sahara Desert. So you see all these airports you see across the country are built by the governor for their own convenience, not for economic reasons.
Because Cross River has one, Ekiti must have one too, Abi.
Yeah, for their own economic convenience. Because
man pass man.
Yes, it's built for their own economic convenience. That how can Lagos State governor get easy access to airport and just fly to Abuja, and I, the Ondo governor, have to travel to Lagos before I have to go by road before I get to Abuja. When all the roads are bad, all the federal roads are bad. So why should I be riding on the road for hours, get stuck in the traffic? No, let me put in place my own airport where I can fly to Abuja directly. So you have Ekiti governor, so you have Ogun. So that is what they have done. Nasarawa governor have his own airport. So they built all those governors for their own personal use, for their own convenience. It's not for it's not that there was any feasibility study. There was, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's economically viable for the state. So, and that is why if you go to some of these airports, you'll be ashamed. You'll be ashamed because even some easy, direction within the airport, they are not even noticeable there. You have to be asking here and there, where is this, where is that, and you have to be. I have never seen people walking on the tarmac. You have to walk on the tarmac into the plane. I have never seen that, and that happened in Nigeria. So they are not meant, for economic well-being of the state, but rather for the convenience and easy
what about
travel
this?
of the
What
government.
about the guy's idea that they should bring more enterprise into the airport, create more shopping malls around it, build hotels around it, and create an economy around it to see if that can drive viability to it. And failing that, just turn the whole thing, the damn thing, into a shopping mall. I mean, how can you be subsidizing an airport just so you can park your private jet and say you're a governor?
One man, the idea of building mall, building this, building that around it, and it's just is to me, it does not even make sense. Why I say it doesn't make sense is that, like I said earlier, all these states, most of these states, are not economically viable states. They cannot financially sustain themselves. But the government, instead of setting their priority right by building good roads, by building good schools, by building good hospitals, by creating a good environment for businesses to attract business investment in their state, those are the ones that can, you know, then make the state financially um, uh, can make them economically viable, and and once all this infrastructure are on the ground, it can attract business and more businesses into the state, more investment into the state. Then it could then propel the need
Sorry,
for
Adam.
airports.
Sorry to interject you. See, Japan here is not all states that have airport. My
Yes.
state, Kanagawa, does not have airport. Then the super train, we have the Nozomi, as Shinkansen, we have Nozomi, we have Ikari, we have Kodama. Nozomi don't stop in all states. It stop on the major busy states, where Hikari stop further less busy, where Kodama stop less local, as in the express now we're talking about. Then from there, local train will take you. Meaning when you want to go to a place like Tokyo, you have to ride on your local train to the international train, for the international train to take you to Tokyo International Airport. Then from there you fly. It's not all states needs to have airport. There's no point Ondo supposed to have airport, Ekiti supposed to have airport, Oshun supposed to have. Those are civil servant states. Lagos
Yes.
Ibadan
They don't need it.
They don't need it.
They don't need it.
Ondo to Benin, according to Benin, is just 30 minutes drive. You are at Benin Airport. You fly.
Yeah.
There's no point Asaba supposed to have airport. Benin to Asaba is 20 minutes drive. Even
They don't
Kogi,
need it.
you don't need it. You have to remove such some airport. I don't know why every state want to have airport. In the north, Kano Sokoto is okay. The rest is supposed to be a train that will bring them to the city, to Kano or Kaduna. Finish. I don't know why. Can continue.
Yes, thank you. So, as I was saying, Nigerians, politicians or the governors don't set the priority right. The basic, infrastructure that the state need to propel the economic viability, the economic prosperity of that state, those are the things that they supposed to put on the ground first. Good roads, good hospital, pipe-borne water, electricity. Let everything function well. Those are the things that can attract the businesses. And when you become a financially stable, economic stable state, then that could propel the need. That could call for the need for airport or no airport. When you have good roads across the country, Nigeria is not a big country. It's not that too big. If you have good road from Lagos to Edo State, I don't think it will take more than 2 hours or 3 hours. If we have good road from Lagos to Ibadan, it's like how many minutes? Is it not 45 or 1 hour? On a good road, if you have good road. So it's not too, it's those governors, like I told you, one man, they build those airports for their own convenience, for their own use, and not for economic viability or economic reason for businesses or anything. They are not business-oriented state. Most of the states are not business. People don't run businesses there. You just go. It is just only in the capital city that you see activities, all these activities, and those activities are generated by the civil servant. When civil servants are not paid, you can't see business activities in the capital city itself. So it's just a way of they build those things for their own convenience, and a way of siphoning, money, into their own pocket, and squandered the resources of the state. So that is it. So there's no other way to it. Whether you go and build a mall around it or you build airport, it's going to amount to the same thing, because this is not a business-oriented state. This is not a state that have all those infrastructure that can attract businesses. It's just a waste. They know it. They just build it for their own convenience. So it's not meant for economic purposes or anything whatsoever like that. One man.
All right, brilliant. Thank you, Ajane Koko. So, Ajane Koko, let me go from you to Kolata. And Kolata still that same space, but wrap that around it's quite frightening actually to fly from Lagos to Abuja now. It's 100,000 naira. That will buy you land in some settlement, probably even build your foundation. But what are you making of it? Just the speed at which inflation and prices of things are just ratcheting up within the Nigerian state. 100,000 naira, 125 with some airlines, as high as 135 in some airlines, just to fly from Lagos to Abuja, which is something you should do. What's going on, Kulata? What's going on?
But it's obvious what's going on, and it's not. I mean, it's inevitable. Like, we're importing premium. What's it called? Is it premium spirit or aviation? We're importing
Jet A1. We are all now experts on jet.
So
something I never knew before.
We're importing refined fuel to power the planes. the parts that is used to service the planes, they're imported. The service that is used to to fix the planes, a lot of it is foreigners or foreign contracts that are based on dollars. So it's all back to the dependency on dollar. And at it right now, uh, we have the dollar gaining value against all the world currencies. That's one. So with the dollar interest rate America has increased central the Feds in America have increased interest rate. They increased it several times this year. So that means many people are now attracted to the dollar because you can buy a dollar bond. You can even put money in savings account now. You will have higher interest as opposed to last year where you made nothing. So the world economy is attracted to the dollar. So the dollar is gaining ground against all currencies. It's only the ruble that is a bit immune because of what Russia is doing. So we can't escape that. Then the areas where we could have done something is if we were serious about Nigeria making money, we should have a naval campaign combing all the seaports in Nigeria and all the marshlands, checking for busted pipelines where people are bunkering bunkering fuel, stealing fuel. Like we're talking about close to 40% of our production is stolen. So we're not a country serious about making money. We're not serious. Because if we're serious, we should have our naval officers combing all that areas, leaking power, busted pipe. Doing something. We should have had like a solid infrastructure, solid approach into oil bunkering if we're a serious country.
But we've traditionally always had those problems, and
but that means we're not serious.
But why the sudden now spike in the price of everything, especially the price of? Is it more the case that we have not learned the habit of stockpiling? We don't stockpile.
It's a compounding effect. What are we stockpiling? Are we going to stockpile? We're going to stockpile crude. People who are stockpile refined petrol. We don't have a refinery. So what exactly are we going to stockpile? We're going to stockpile crude. If we stockpile crude, they're going to bust it, pipe it into a ship, and go and sell it in the black market. Like close to 40% of what we produce is being sold in the black market. So powerful people are doing this.
But Kulata, the jet fuel, is it from the same crude oil?
No, jet fuel, we import it. If we were producing jet fuel, at least we'll be able to kind of escape some of the inflationary pressure.
Is it from the crude oil?
Yeah, it's one of the
it's from crude now. Kerosene is close to kerosene. Jet fuel is close to kerosene. I'm sure if you pour kerosene in the jet, you'll be able to fly it to an extent. Jet fuel is has a similar consistency as kerosene. So it's our fault because where we should have production. We have African Free Trade Agreement. We're not able to, we can't even take advantage of it because we should have been the gas station of Africa. Like we should have been exporting LMA refinery, like 200,000 barrels per day refinery, combined with Dangote, that'll be 650,000. Then you have additional refinery. We should be the gas station. We should be the petrol station of Africa. We should be exporting petrol out of Nigeria into all African countries, and we'll be making constant dollars if we're able to do that. That will be the quickest consumption to production that we'll be able to do. But look at us, we're handicapped. We're not a serious country. We can't even export the crude, the raw form of the product. We can't even export that successfully. What kind of human beings did God create in Nigeria? So it is not a shock because you will go and buy this jet fuel. You go and buy it all the way in Singapore, all the way in Malaysia, all the way in all these places, sometimes in Brazil. You will bring it into ship, the ship will wait, demurrage. Then, it's nonsense. We're not a serious people. So don't be surprised if prices keep going up because one of it we cannot control. The dollar interest rate, we can't control that. That's because of COVID, America trying to rein in on inflation. That's going to affect the entire world. But the part that we can control, our own exports, we're monkeying around. We're just playing. So until we get serious about protecting our money, like this is the wealth of the country. You don't just let a few people steal it, no matter how powerful that person is. No country survives that way now. Let's say let's just say rumored people, like maybe some say Atiku bunkers. Some say maybe Danjuma bunkers or something. All these few people. Are you not going to allow those few people ruin the economy of the country just because okay they're powerful? And then you have, of course, you're going to have the Niger Delta boys. I mean, those ones are small timers that are busting pipelines, doing illegal refinery and all that stuff. So if we're not addressing that and we're not addressing creating refinery on time, Dangote is not going to come upstream till next year. That's even if the guy is encouraged to come upstream, because right now he's making more money like with getting forex and CBN. So why will he now go and do the hard work of producing of refining crude and selling it when there's shortcuts to make money with the arbitrage that CBN has created for him? So it boils down to we're not a serious country. We don't want to export anything. We only want to import stuff. And it has reached the point where what we're exporting is now nothing. So the prices will keep going up. So you guys, you can scream bloody murder, but you know where the fault lines are. And if you don't fix those fault lines, nothing is going to change.
So
Kolata, can I?
sorry, Thomas, I want to power through. Is it the same narrative for the 18 unviable airports that are,
Yeah. So you see, airport. I mean, what is an airport? You have control tower, you have sophisticated communication, you have a lot of landings, airstrips, you have a lot of terminals. Some states don't deserve airports. Some states just deserve either airstrip or airfield, something basic. Because okay, maybe for convenience and security reasons, maybe the governor needs an airstrip, some basic form of place where you can land and take off, land and take off. And if it's maybe a sizable state, maybe airfield, maybe just one terminal, a few towers here and there, a few towers here and there, nothing major, just to be able to take off and land. But you don't now go and now budget for a full airport. You can't, the traffic is not there. It's a very poor country. So outside of having places like Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, and I think we need something in the Northeast. I just don't know if the volume if they have enough
but
volume.
why would we need because from Thomas's earlier, a more or was it even war piece, a more viable, a more robust train network will solve a lot of these things.
It'll solve a lot of our problems.
Then you can just, anybody that is going to fly will just hop on a train and go to the airport that is viable, rather than have some silly vanity project.
True. That's quite true. That's very true. But the country of our size, I mean, if you need to look at the geographic dispersion, it still makes sense to have 4 to 5 airports in strategic locations in the country. Let's say we have Abuja that takes care of the North Central. We have Kano that takes care of the Northwest. We have Lagos, Southwest, and we have Port Harcourt. Then the only thing missing in my mind is Northeast, but I just don't think there's economic viability there. So I think we can just stick with what we have, and then have trains, have like fast speed trains that you don't have to spend half a day transiting from the airport to your house. So we do need train networks makes more sense. But for the governors and for other areas, you could have airfields and airstrips. You do not need a full airport because it doesn't make any sense. And then
Olata.
Yes, sir.
Did you say that you don't think they need airport in the southeast?
No, I did not say that. There's Port Harcourt can serve the southeast if we have trains from Port Harcourt, because the distance between Port Harcourt to Imo State, if the roads were good, is less than an hour. And to get to other southeastern states, at least less than, if the roads are good or we have trains, it should be less than 2 hours max. I mean, there are many states I traveled to. I was doing one project somewhere in the boondocks in the middle of America. I had to fly to Colorado. Then we'll now drive 3 hours into Wyoming, in the middle of nowhere, because there was an airport in Wyoming, but flights came in like once a week or something. And I had to get in Monday, get out Thursday. So I had to look for the closest city with the biggest airport. And then we drove 3 hours. So during snow, we don't want to go to that client. because you know how those mountain areas, when the snow will bombard the place, you almost cry.
Kulata.
Yeah.
Yeah, Port Harcourt Airport supposed to be like a semi-local airport that deals with uh how will I call it? Not really international flight, but like African flight, African flight like Cameroon.
I don't think so. You know what, Peace? You know that's the heartland of the oil
That's
industry.
where the oil is now.
No,
You need
understand. It's not like not like international planes don't come there. Okay, now let me quickly use example for here. You see, you think Tokyo Airport is the international airport here, the major airport in Japan. No, it's Chiba Airport, Narita, which is 3 cities away from Tokyo. Tokyo Airport is semi-international, which take care of Korea, China, Indonesia, closer Southeast Asia. They few international like uh, uh, Delta Airline, some few American airline, Canadian airline lands here, Australia airline. But the major super international airport is Narita. Then in Nagoya is international airport. It's semi-international. Deal with local, deal close to Southeast Asia, Northeast Asia, Singapore, China, Korea. You understand? Then if you go to Fukuoka and Okinawa, those ones deal with Guam, Hawaii, because they're closer. It's just 3 hours flight. But it's kind of America. But it's not. But more of the local Fiji airline. All these are Fiji, Oceanic, the closer to Oceanic area. So more of all this Fiji airline and Oceanic
but it's simple now. Chebi, you say, okay, at the very minimum, one terminal dedicated to local flights, one terminal dedicated to international flights. If the international flights only comes 3 times a week, so be it. That's what the traffic will support. So be it. But I mean, we do not need international airports all over the country, but we need some.
22. I'm alarmed.
It's insane now. Like
that's almost one estate. You know, that's almost one estate.
It costs a lot of money to maintain those airports now. And someone talked about building malls and building hotels. Yes, but you can't build a mall. I mean, am I going to wake up and say I want to go shopping and I'll drive to the airport to go and shop? It doesn't make any sense. It's people that are transiting through those airports that will use it. So putting malls and co in there doesn't mean
it depends on where the location of the airport is, though, because what the guy is suggesting is to turn it into some sort of a beacon so that it's actually a place to go to.
Yeah,
so
but you know, look at
cinemas.
Okay, the best airport I've gone to in my life is Singapore Airport. As beautiful as Singapore Airport is, I will not say, okay, I'm in the mood for shopping, then I want to go to Singapore Airport. When in the city itself, there are lots of fantastic malls.
Yeah, but we're talking about Nigeria
now.
But
I'm trying to use that experience. Like, okay, say I'll be living in Ikeja. I can go to maybe Ikeja Mall, or I can go to one mall area. I'll say no. Let me go to the mall in the airport, because first of all, security limitations. You need to like restrict. Okay, some shops will be where a lot of people that are seeing off passengers can get to. And you know, at any point in time, they can, depending on the security situation, they can restrict the traffic that actually goes through the doors of those airports. So it's not, I'm not saying it should be the traffic coming out of those airports that will be able to utilize those facilities, either malls or hotels, not people going out of their way to say, I want to go to airport for some what's it called, for leisure. It's upside down logic, in my opinion.
All right. Well, it makes sense to me, but because what they're saying is it's an appendage, so it has a dual purpose. But a difference of opinion. But a difference of opinion. Let me acknowledge the super chats that have been coming in. Then I'll take you to a more light-hearted space, and then I'll go on to War Peace and then shut down. So Alexander Gomez, of course, he says, be advised, not all refineries can produce jet fuel.
Yeah, it's true.
So I suspect that will be a specialism, which will, of course, a high-grade sort of fuel. So thank you for the super chat, Alexander. And Adiola Ogunleye discovers the super chat button as well. And he uses it to say, how can we be waiting for one man to create a refinery Northerners are just milking the rest of the country. So there it is right there. If you have ever wondered what the word monopoly is this now thing that Dangote has in Nigeria. He essentially owns the country, is what that oil deal
Oh,
tells you.
okay.
He
So
owns the country.
here's my own take. Why are we beefing Dangote? We've sat on refineries that have been broken since the 1990s. People have been using that thing, turnaround maintenance of refinery. It has made a lot of billionaires.
No. But I am not beefing Dangote, but I am beefing the monopoly that has been gifted to him.
So
You
okay,
know,
why would you say okay? Look. Government issues refining license. Many people get refining license. The people that get
no,
refining
but
license,
that's the thing though. Not a lot of people got it.
no, people have been sitting on refining license ever since I can remember. They give them refining license, but they also give them oil importation license. So if I have refining license and oil importation license, which one is the easiest for me to do? I will do oil importation because I will import oil and then I can do ojoro with oil subsidy and I will make more money than spending money going to take risk and go to build refinery and now hope the refinery works, hope I get distribution into the refinery. Like you can't, I mean, that's conflict of interest. I give the same guy two licenses. One is easy for him just to import and turn around and sell. And that's why we never got anything built. Dangote was the first guy that had balls to say he was going to build refinery. And you know what even pushed him to it? When what's the name? The guy that died, the president that died, Yaradua.
Mm.
You know, they sold off our refineries. If memory serves me correctly, I think they sold off our refineries. Yaradua now got in there, reversed those decisions, and I think Dangote was one of the people that bidded for it or bought it. My memory is a bit fuzzy, but Yaradua made a mistake. He reversed the decision when they sold those refineries. And that is where, I mean, because that was a time where we could have gotten those things into the hand of private inventors. Whether it works, whether it doesn't work, that's a different story. But at the end of the day,
Kulata, you are right, but
sorry, carry on, Kulata. Sorry, it's time.
So
yeah.
whether it works, whether it doesn't work, that's a different story. But that single act of reversing this decision set us back because they now said, okay, NNPC will fix it. But you know, NNPC will not do jack. So at the end of the day, Dangote is the one actually doing something on a large scale. We have a lot of modular refineries coming upstream, but Dangote is the one that has the big refinery. So if it's going to help Nigerian economy, even though it's a monopoly, I'm going to close my eye to it, even though it's not the right thing. I'll just close my eyes to it because at least we'll have a petrochemical giant in Nigeria, hopefully. So let me just stop there.
All right, thank you. Let me go on to Alexander Gomez's super chat. It says, I will sponsor a Kulata Ahizon dialogue. Fascinating prospect. Two masters on this platform on thorough analysis. One man initiate suggestions, please. So you would have to moderate that, Alexander Gomez, because the grammar and the data will be above my pay grade. Or if you can commission Wale Shoika, because I think that's a high level functioning right there. I'll sponsor a Kulata / his own dialogue, fascinating prospects, two masters on this platform on thorough analysis. One man initiate that suggestion. So yes, we've never really had Kulata and his own on the screen at the same time. So Ahizon has been in hiding, pretending that he's doing that.
It's because of Peter Obi.
No, it's because of you. He's scared of you. That's why
he doesn't want to see the IGR.
Yes, he's pretending like he's doing daddy duties, like everybody's not doing daddy duties. I know you can run, but you cannot hide. So thank you for the super chat, Alexander. So let me take you now to this somewhat light-hearted piece and just a quick commentary on this, and then I'll go on to war peace. So you heard the storyline. The guy invites the girl on a date, sends a taxi to go and pick her up. He then wants to play big and splashes 111,000 naira. The girl has to get back home. The Uber cost is 7,000 naira. The girl asking to be reimbursed. People are saying she's been excessive. Is she, Kulata?
All this Aristo talk, it passed my level. So the girl has to be reimbursed for her Uber.
Yeah, the girl was asking him to pay back her. So the guy he invites her out. He sends a taxi. The taxi brings her. He splashes big, spends 111,000 naira. So now the girl has to get back home, orders an Uber, and then when she gets back home,
his expectation now. The girl is expecting the guy to taton. Even I don't know if anybody understands
yes,
Yoruba.
now that
To
don't
to
be something. There's there's
to
a way around
finish
it. Yes,
Kuku
yes.
finish the job now. And I don't know, did she drop something? Did she not drop something?
No, I don't think she dropped anything. I think that was
Ah.
what rankled the
And
guy.
she now wants to be collecting. I beg, maybe she goes to go. She wants to be collecting the refund, and she didn't give the guy something. I don't think both of them are not serious.
Do you not think him not paying that 7,000 naira it diminishes him?
Yeah,
Even
but
though he has
if he's
already
buying
spent
expensive, if
nearly
he's buying
100
expensive,
and yeah.
if he's okay, let me get serious. If he's buying like expensive drink, expensive, I don't know if it's champagne or what's
It's
it called?
Martel. It's
Oh,
cognac.
it's
Cognac.
Mattel. Okay,
Yeah.
he's buying expensive cognac. Okay, so if he's buying expensive cognac, so it depends on. I mean, all this relationship stuff. Like, it depends on the expectation set, because you can't say I want to. If you're going to go Dutch, go Dutch. You can't say I want to go half Dutch. So, and at the same time too, the girl too should have some form of, like, I mean, we're in the 20. This is 2022. She should have some form of self-respect. Like,
Self-respect,
well,
yes.
why will, I mean, the guy has entertained you. I mean, at the very minimum, you should be able to pay for your own transportation. I mean, come on, is she poor? So I don't think, I think the girl should never ask for a refund. I mean, that's just kind of like distasteful. Like, at the end, I mean, she should have some form of self-respect. I mean, come on now, do be able to take care of part of the bill. That's what I think. It's 2022. This is not 1980.
Have you ever heard of this acronym? IJGB, guys.
The guys will just come.
Yes, it's only from here now that I'm discovering that that's now a thing.
Oh, I've known that for a
IJGB.
while. Yeah,
I just got back,
I
boys.
just got back. Yeah.
I just got back, guys. I used to know JJC, but I think this is an evolution of JJC.
Yeah.
So he's saying that you are still uncivilized. You don't know the rules yet. Is what she's saying. You take her out. You spend a small mortgage, the price of a small bungalow in Ekiti on a date, but you still have to pay for a cab fare back home. These are the new rules. So these are the new rules.
But,
it's only for people of your
well, for people still in that racket in Nigeria,
yes.
is the expectation that you pay end to end for everything, or where?
No, I think it's the gentleman's code, isn't it? I mean, if you're going to do it, then just do
but
it.
If I'm the one going to bring her in, I'll pay for the Uber now. You can order Uber and tell Uber to go and pick someone from a location and come.
Yes.
So and again, I mean, if the girl brought Uber by herself, it's easy for the guy to just forget about, like, I mean, she came by herself. The ultimate thing is she's there and you catered for her and she's going back. Who thinks, oh, let me refund your Uber? It's something you probably will not think about.
You see, what defeats the guy for me is that he paid for a taxi to get her there. So if she had paid for her taxi to get her there, to get herself there, then you will say that then she can jolly well pay for her taxi to get her back home. So if you are paying for her taxi to get her there, then all the indications is that everything is on you, but there it is.
No, I mean, we're making a ton of assumptions there. Nothing kind of indicates. I mean, nothing indicates it's all on me. Like, no. If she wants money, she can say, "Oh God, please help me pay for transport back." I mean, she should have the guts to ask.
All right. So Alexander Gomez has concluded she's an Ashawo.
She's an Olosho or Ashawo.
She said the lady is most definitely a professional escort, otherwise known as Olosho.
So in Nigeria, people can't even just date for love or date for fun.
Look at that.
It's all economics.
What they say, no money, no honey. No money, no honey.
Wow, Buhari has caused a lot of damage.
Is Buhari getting the blame for this as
this well? This is Buhari's fault, in my opinion.
This is Buhari's Nigeria. Brilliant. So thank you, Kulata. Let's go on from you, Kulata, to World Peace. So World Peace to you. Sorry, I stopped you from interjecting earlier on. It's just really, I want to cap this just so swiftly. So to you now, World Peace, and to the space then of these 18 airlines being subsidized by states.
Yeah, thank you, Rahman. For me, the airport, what it is, airport, Are they 18? Are they international airports or local airports?
I don't know. I suspect most of them will be local.
I don't think it's going to be local. I think Kwara is international. Port Harcourt is international.
Kwara
Yeah.
International Airport.
Yes. Check it. Kwara is international airport. It's on the list of Nigerian international airport. Kwara is in the list of Nigerian international airport. Port Harcourt is there.
World Peace. You know that of Kwara. They just put that name on. It doesn't mean it doesn't have the facility.
I'm not talking about facilities.
The facility to make it
No, I'm not talking
function
about
like international airport.
No, I'm talking about facilities. I'm talking
Even
about
that, even the Abuja airport, even the Abuja airport, they call international airport. Go there, you'll be ashamed. Go to Abuja
I
airport.
agree with you. You know, the license for local is run for international. In Nigeria, I think our international airport is up to like 20 or 24. They're saying. Lagos, Port Harcourt, Kano, maybe Kaduna, I don't know. They have airport because one definitely going to be international airport. Some states you hear some funny state they say international airport. Enugu is international airport. People don't even know Enugu is international airport. You know, so it's funny. But for me, I think 4 international airport is enough, or 2, because if you look at big countries, even in the United States, I think it's Los Angeles and John F. Kennedy, right? The major international airport in the States, right? Ajalikoko.
All right. Carry on. We'll carry on the assumption that it is. Yeah.
Oh, we have a lot of international
I know, but
airports in the United States.
Two major ones are LAX and John F. Kennedy.
No, the what do you call it? The one in Georgia is even the biggest among them all. It takes more. Okay. Yeah, that one is it takes more traffic than any other airport in the United States.
Okay.
So so we have a lot of international airports that are that's always busy. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Okay, like for Nigeria, it's like one is too much. 2 is not enough. You know, if we're using Lagos Airport, they'll say it's too much. More than enough. 1 is more than enough. 2 high. Yes, one is more than enough. 2 is not enough. But when you start creating other international airports, you now find that the traffic will be reduced. Lagos will cover the west of Nigeria, plus
the west. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Yeah, I mean west, southwest.
Yeah, Yoruba land. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean western part of Nigeria, stroke, Togo. People just think it's only Nigeria people use that Lagos International Airport. People comes to Lagos and fly again to Ghana, Togo, West Africa. Then Kano, Abuja is enough to take off the northern part of Nigeria. That of Port Harcourt, I don't really buy to be international airport. The place, I'm not trying to be tribal here, but the place international airport is supposed to be Benin, Edo, because for Benin to hold on, let me tell you, geographically, Benin to Ekiti is 2 hours drive. Anywhere you are driving 2 hours, you're not supposed to have 2 international airports close. It's like Nigeria, I mean. Benin will cover Ekiti, Ondo, Delta, Port Harcourt, some part of just all the full east is 17,000 kilometers square mile. How can you put 5 international airports there? That's the first thing you have to look at. The full eastern region is 17,000 kilometers. How they say it, square miles. That's what it is. Why Edo Delta is 30 or 32. So how can you have international airport and we are border to all these places? That place can use 1 international airport. Then Lagos, then Abuja, Kano. Is enough. But right now is Lagos, Abuja, Kano. Is enough. Port Harcourt could have a airstrip stroke, a local airport because of the oil people and all that, but not international airport. How many people really fly from Port Harcourt to where? Where did they go to? How many Port Harcourt people do you know abroad? apart from engineer that comes to your show. In Japan, here's like one guy I know is from Port Harcourt. So you have that things you have to look, you know. So that international airport they are saying in Nigeria, I believe that 18 is international airport. They should change it to local airport, and that 18 again, they should decommission so many because nobody's flying there. From Asaba, a flight, I think they have 1 day flight, maybe once or twice a week. How can you have international airport in Asaba when you have in Edo? Then you have international airport you have airport, local airport in Anambra, you have in Enugu. Enugu to Anambra, I don't think it's 20 minutes drive. Then you have in Ebonyi, you have in Imo. These are a waste of funds. At the end of the day, you don't have the traffic to move to sustain your plane, to sustain the finance and to sustain whatever to run your expenses. But when you have one local airport international airport in East, you see you have a lot of traffic because everybody comes there to fly. So we are used to waste, like Ajaluko said. Everybody just want to have an international airport. The governors, they just want to have airports for them to fly, not thinking of the disadvantage we bring to the economy of the state. That's how I see it, one man.
All right, brilliant. And to the moral maze of the girl that is asking for the 7,000 naira transport back home, haven't been spent 111,000 naira on. Is it justified to expect that the guy should make sure she gets home safely?
Robert, due to Nigeria economy now, the girl she's on her right. You never know. First, we don't know how the conclusion before the girl came out. I mean, what they concluded before the girl came out to meet the guy. Probably the guy was the one to ask her to come see him and we take off her. But again, this lifestyle we are seeing now, we have to blame our new politicians. Since 1999, Nigeria Olosho have changed a lot. But Nigeria politicians have spoiled them so badly. They spend money so bad that the girl think is their right. Is their right for you to spend money from them leaving home to come and meet you and going back home. Just like taking a vacation from vacation. You spend. Just to talk to them, you spend. So when you're not spending, you're not listening. When you spend, they will listen to you. So the way Nigeria is today, that money that guy will spend, if it's Lagos, I think that is very small money to spend. Because for transport in Lagos.
You mean the Uber? No, it was in the middle of the night, she left so the roads were free.
Yeah, except so, because I was wondering, in Lagos, Uber, maybe they are around inside VI, maybe Lekki Phase 1, that place. That's why they are spending 7,000 for Uber.
No, it was from Ikeja to Yaba.
So yeah, not too much, and like you said, the road was free. Maybe it was going from Ikeja to Island. Then you know how much Uber will tell you, and how much Uber will tell you at night again to come back at night. And that drink, yes, everybody want to live big boy. You want to bam. You want to live with the big boys. Buying a blue Mattel for 90,000 naira.
90. Can you imagine? How much does he give his mother that is spending? How much is he giving his mother that is spending 90,000 naira on
that? Probably that the girl drank it alone to like half bottle and leave the rest wasted, and she'll go back home. So, and I guess probably is a asking out date, because if you took up date, I don't think they will drink that much. They just eat and go straight to the business and create the girl account. That's it. Probably he's trying to ask the girl out. Probably the girl is a high-end girl.
But for that 7,000 naira now, he has lost all his chances.
Are you sure?
When the girl is fighting him that pay me 7,000 naira fare back, and he say no. So all that 100,000 something that he spent, that's wasted. Because he doesn't care about that.
The girl
doesn't care about that.
That is what Yoruba call the Ashedanu.
But the guy is silly. Why did he buy expensive cognac? He could have just bought a VS, a cheap the girl will just see Mattel. Mattel is Mattel. She doesn't know whether it's EXO.
You'll be surprised though. All these girls, they like one piece is saying they've been spoiled by the big boys, so they know.
So she'll now know the difference in taste.
They do now.
The difference in taste between VS
they're more sophisticated than you and I.
Kulata.
Mugbe.
Society girls.
Kulata, Kulata. During military regime, if our uncles then our people come from abroad that time, with 5,000 they will buy beer, they will spoil everywhere. There will be guests everywhere. Everybody will enjoy. When it became democracy, politicians will buy up a hotel, spoil everywhere, sharing dollars for girls, calling a booking man to come in the night, sharing dollars for girls that will come to party, pay girls $1,000 per girl that will come from, depending on the university. High-end university, they pay up to like $10,000.
Now, wow.
In Nigeria,
Back in the day, it was you had Matthew Rose, and Dubonen, and you were fine.
Yes, you know.
Which one is talk over $100 drink?
There are people. There are people in Nigeria. There are people in Nigeria that have not left Nigeria. They have not passed Lagos, but they pay in dollars. They give their girls or their just one day.
Gone are those days when you think I can just go from abroad and chance people.
No, you cannot do it again.
People, they are sharp, they are sophisticated, they are global.
Let me tell you. They
will see you off.
Let me tell you one funny thing. My friend, that was last year. Last year, it was at the club in Lagos. So normally you're like, okay, he's drunk and everything. He wants to go home. He was talking to his friend. His friend owns the club too. Like, he need somebody to go home with. So his friend was saying like, no. Today, the people here, these are scavengers. They will kill you. You can't. These are fine, high-end girls that come with their cars and all that. I said, no, it's okay now. He was just thinking, what's to come to the West? He will give the girl 100K. And I said, guy, if your friend said, no, guy, no. These ones are for the die-hard men, not for you. I said, no, the guy is already tipsy and he's high, he needed something. And he went to meet the girl, talking to the girl. The girl looked at him, they talked. The guy said, okay, just for you, I'll collect 1.5 because you are a friend to the owner of the club, and the owner of the club is a nice guy to me. I said, his drink cleared immediately, 1.5 at the rate of $3.50 that time, dollar. The guy went home quietly. The guy said he almost forgot.
What are you going to do with the girl for 1.5 that you cannot do with the girl that will take 50K? Is it?
Don't try yourself in Lagos.
Are you going there to mine gold?
Don't just try yourself in Lagos. In Lagos, if you try yourself, you will lost.
I know. You know. I mean, what
has that country even turned to say, for God's sake?
Guys, you are living. We are in Lagos. You are living a champagne life in palm wine income. That's what they do in Lagos. In VI, you cannot get a cheap apartment less than 4.something million naira, and the salary of the person for a month is 250. If it's too high, maybe a manager in one bank, 250,000 naira. Then how come you can pay 4.5 million naira rent at the end of the year? Automatically,
bank manager 250,000 per month. Isn't 250,
that 300, 400?
Are you sure?
Yes. Now most of these guys you see,
I suspect it'll be more than that.
No, maybe now it'll be 300 or 400. Do you know all these girls that work? All these how would I say, the accountants and all that? They get 180. 150. They all come from mainland.
They are not accountants, so they are accounts girls. It's different.
I don't know. Account girls. Some are staff. Some are staff inside the bank, which are not in the desk. They're inside, do whatever. They're just whatever. Give them big name. 200, 220. They all go rent apartment in mainland, or Balende or Ayaba. 3 of them be living together. Any of them living in VI is a senior runs girl. Forget it. She has no.
I think it's almost inevitable for a girl not to be a runs girl in Nigeria. I don't think you can find a way not
Nigeria to be, in Nigeria
or in Lagos, especially
in Lagos. The lifestyle in Lagos is not the price of bread in Ireland. The same price of bread in mainland. Ireland is just another life of its own. The fakest life. Do you know the Lagos Island have the most number of Mercedes Brambos, G-Wagon in the world? And
Rolex. No. Stop saying that now. That's not
when have you been to Lagos?
No, it's not about. No, please don't do that.
You said in the world, which was that
in the world. Please don't do that.
Maybe if you had said Dubai, but
don't do that.
Wait, no. What I mean in the world, by city I mean
No,
It's-
don't no.
Wait,
Oh,
now.
all
Nah,
right.
Kulata,
let's not
Kulata,
do
when was the
that.
last you went to
Oh,
Lagos?
all right, that's your subjective view because
I know, but don't
there's
ask
no
Kulata. When was the
data.
last you went to Lagos?
Yeah.
Kulata, when was the last time you've been in Nigeria?
I mean, it's been a while, but I mean,
So,
not
Kulata,
about that now.
okay,
There's
you know what?
some,
You know
there's
what?
some economic. You see, back in Jonathan time,
Wait
one of my
now,
friends
Kulata,
was saying
Kulata, just hold
Nigeria
on.
had the highest number of
Kulata,
private jets.
Kulata,
I
hold
just
on.
laughed. I said, "Have you
Kulata,
been
hold
to
on.
Texas?"
Kulata, hold on. Just take a call and call any of those Alaye boys. They should take a picture for you every evening from Lagos Island, all those joints. How many brown buses, G-Wagon, you will see in each.
Let me help you. World peace. You don't say Lagos Island. Just call it Victoria Island, Lekki area. Yeah, those places. Yes.
I said one day.
There are plenty. It's not lying.
For my hotel. I can't remember
I'm not.
There are plenty, but I wouldn't know whether the
Being
largest
plenty is
concentration in the
different
world.
from the
But
largest
there are
concentration in the
plenty
world.
there.
I
There are
mean,
plenty.
Kulata. My Rolex, I almost throw away my Rolex. Everybody in Lagos, that island is Rolex. You don't know which is fake.
but Rolex, there's a great
Hold
fake
on
now. There's all sorts of. I mean,
Yes,
there's Rolex,
understand now.
there's Rolex,
Yes,
there's tons of Fungazi out there.
Wait now. Just finish.
You can't
Things are so
judge.
common in Lagos Island, Rolex and Brambos, like JK. I think G-Wagon. You don't know which is more common. G-Wagon is like ML. ML was running in Nigeria.
And they wouldn't even see you if you are not in. You know, when was I in Nigeria last? Maybe 2-3 years ago, and I was speaking to like a relative of mine, one of these young happening girls, and I was she was correcting me on cars and the specs of it. She says no, that's not quite true. The BMW something series, and I'm saying, what do you know? You are some 20-something-year-old girl, and then she just looked at me like, okay, all right then. All right, though, but what I told you is correct. You know, they wouldn't even look at you if you are not Lagos, man. God, you know.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure.
It's a class society. You have to share your class.
It's a class society and all
Yeah.
whatnot. But you can't say categorically that Lagos has the highest number of.
No, I think that's just hyperbole.
I mean, you've not been to you've not been to Moscow. You've not been to London. I mean, you don't look at what's in London, in New York, in Miami, in different cities all over the world.
Yeah, I think that was just hyperbole, wasn't it?
It's an hyperbole.
Wait, I understand. Said by city in the world. The way
you can't say that.
You can't say that.
I know, I understand.
So don't hammer down on it. Just move on.
I know, I'm not hammer down on it. Yeah. See, you know, in Lagos, it's both brand new and used one. They import it like
I know,
but let me tell you,
Russia too imports used too and stolen.
World peace might be right, in the sense that look, if you go to Ikoyi, Victoria Land,
oh my God,
the way you will see people riding this vehicle, you will never see it in any part of the world.
New York.
You will see it in Dubai. You see it in Dubai.
You see it in Moscow.
Wait.
Yeah. But you cannot even see it in America here.
No, you won't see it in America. You
that's what I'm saying.
I've never seen a G-Wagon in the UK, you know, maybe one.
Yeah, you can't see it in America here.
Ajale Koko, if you go to Miami, you'll see a lot of it in Miami. It depends on where you go. LA and Miami, you'll see it.
You are saying LA and Miami now. I said you go to I see you have not just as anybody that have been to Nigeria last year, this year. If you see brown,
there's an abundance of concentration of it. So we concede that. I think.
That's what. Yes.
We can say there's a lot, but I can't say it's the highest in the world.
The white man used the right to abundant of funds. Yes,
exactly.
In that Victoria Land and Ikoyi. And
oh my goodness,
and Aja and what do they call that?
Lekki.
You will see it everywhere you go. You will see that. You'll be shocked. I was shocked last time when I went.
Do you think you can still survive in Lagos to live there?
I will not live there now.
To my own humble opinion, I think G-Wagon in the world. I think Lagos have the highest number. My own humble opinion, because
don't say that now. When people have already debunked it, just move on.
I know. I think my own humble opinion, because the one I saw last, my friend's son's birthday, I said I counted 67 GLK, including one my friend used to pick me from my hotel and went there. 67, you see Brambos, AGM, all type of G-Wagon. 2022, 2020, no, okay, it's not 2020, like I went last time. 2020 was the highest. 2020, 2018, Jesus Christ. When you are living there, the next joint you see,
And then they're telling you there's poverty in the
the
land.
poverty in the country. And you are living, not the another part, you are living there, you're passing through on that joint, you see like 7 cars, it's like 5 in your front. These cars are not cheap. The cheapest this thing you get, G-Class you will get is like $200,000. Used one, $200,000. People are just having it like sardine. Come on now, Nigeria, that country.
Don't let that Lagos Lekki crowd deceive you. There's poverty in the land, though. Don't.
No, there is poverty in the land, but you shouldn't mention it in places like Lekki because they don't have the moral standing to.
Another thing,
The people who facilitate the poverty in the land are the Lekki, Victoria Island, Ikoyi set, Banana Island.
You get some of those lucky people who say now only that motor then get, they don't get roof over their head.
Yeah, no, that's why that's why an Isaleko narrative, that Broad Street area, when they will be living in a face me, I face you, but they will park Beamers and Mercedes outside.
So there's some people like that.
Yes.
You know, Lekki, I think Lekki airport will be coming on board very soon, isn't it?
No.
Is it airport or
Eh?
I don't know.
I don't think I think there's some issues with the feasibility. I don't think so. Is the ports coming on board? The airports, nothing concrete so far.
If they have port, they will surely have airport there. It's a matter of time. They are trying to detach themselves away from the rest of Lagos State.
There's many people. They
yes,
want to be
that we in
The
Mushi
people,
and
the people that their shit don't stank.
Chomolu and all the rest. Àwọn Tanika, àwọn Liuba, Lariwo. We don't want to even pass through them. Why, you know, when they landed in Murtala Mohammed Airport and pass it through all those areas to come down to.
So if Tinubu becomes president, I think that's one of good, because even for whatever reason, that airport in Lagos is just the location is just wrong. It's wrong. So
you know that they were trying to
put it in Badagry and use it.
You know that during the Jonathan time when they were trying to create more state, they were trying to create that Lekki VI areas, Eco state or something like that. They had it in plan.
You mean to chop Lagos up, to break it up?
Yeah,
as tiny as Lagos is, they want to chop it up again.
They wanted to create. Yes, they were planning to create. They were planning to create more state, and they would have chopped out, you know, the mainland. The mainland would have been Lagos, and from island up to Ikoyi and Aja and all those areas would have been a coast state. They wanted to kick out we in the mainland, poor people, you know, leave us with Lagos State, and they will create a coast state separate for rich people. And, you know, they will have done it if it were to be Jonathan that have been in government up to now. They will have created more state.
So they will fly from that Ikeja airport to Lekki for 5 minutes, and that's national airport. That's local airport.
That seems to be a plan. So, gentlemen, we've come up to the actually not even the 2-hour mark, but I have half an hour to get to a shop to pick up something before they close. So I'll just have to shut down now to make my way to you know, because otherwise I'll get told off by my wife, and I don't want to get told off by my wife. So I'll leave it there and then join you in the evening. Thank you, everybody. A real delight.